start with this chino waza, this basic form. But to start this, we need to pick up a kamae, all right? A foundational posture that's used to get this started. Okay? This kamae is called Shoshin no kamae. Shoshin no kamae might remind you, if you've been around the art for a while, might remind you of this kamae from the Koto-ryu called Bobi no kamae. But Shoshin is very, very different in essential nature and in application. Okay? It looks the same, but it's not experienced the same, and it's not being done for the same reason. Shoshin means beginner's heart. Okay? So it's just a foundational kamae to practice the basic elements of kamae. Positioning, stability, cover. Or positioning, we could call it balance as well. Okay? But just learning to position and align the body parts for balance, right? Learning to how to place ourselves and how to hold our body so we have stability on a surface. And we have to remember that these things were designed to be able to maneuver and manipulate and to be able to create power on a bloody, muddy, unstable battlefield. Not on a nice, even martial arts floor in rubber-soled tabi or bare feet or whatever. Okay? We're talking about these things being necessary to be used in the worst case scenarios. For some of these lineages, it was on a ship that was rocking from side to side, so the kamae is going to shift for that. Or it's on loose stone or gravel or dirt, or on the mounds running across a rice paddy or anything like that, where you've got to be able to have sure footing and you have to be able to control how you are positioning the building blocks of your body on top of everything. Okay, so Shoshin no kamae, very simple. We're positioning our weight 50-50. Okay? And then what we're going to do is just kind of sink a little bit here. Okay? And I would suggest that wherever you normally sink to when you're doing your kamae, drop about 4 inches more. Okay? I know that the masters, they tend to be moving around in just Shizen no kamae, but you know what? They've mastered not the physical movements. They've mastered those, but they haven't mastered just those. They've mastered things like timing, distancing, angling, relative positioning, this kukan and this kudai dori that's spoken about highly in this martial art, and they know where to stand so the bad guy can't get at them, so they don't need this kind of thing. But I would bet that if they were on a slippery surface or whatever, instinctively, boom, they would drop, so that they have this idea where they can maintain stability regardless of the surface that they're on. Okay, so Shoshin no kamae. Here, we want to create a straight line from the heel of the back of the heel of the rear leg across this leading or inside edge of the lead foot, so we have this universal L position. And I'll show that in a different alignment here in just a minute. That lead hand reaches out here as though we were kind of plugging in to the attacker's heart, and it's lined up over the lead leg. Okay, see how that works? The hand is over the foot. Okay, I'm not out here, I'm not in here, I'm not over here. Right over top. Everything is balanced. Everything is stacked right over each other. Ears over shoulders, shoulders over hips, hips over feet. Okay? Arm goes where it needs to go. Rear hand forms this boshiken, this thumb drive or shitoken fist. Okay? By making a fist, laying the thumb down the middle joint, if your hands are designed like mine. If not, it might drape over just a little bit. But we want to push it down here so we have this anatomically straight line for jamming. Okay? This fist goes to this pocket right here, okay? Right here, this koi, okay? This hip pocket right here, and then the thumb runs parallel to the belt or parallel to the floor, okay? This way. If you can imagine in ancient Japan, what's riding right here? Right, a short sword. Talk about that in some other class. Okay, so from right here, ready to go. Shoshin no kamae. My nose, my hand, arm, those are on this line created by my feet. Okay, this is balance. This way. Okay? So, Shoshin no kamae. Everything is where it's supposed to be. This way, not this way, not this way, not this way, not this way, here. Okay? Balance. We have this universal L. My rear foot is lined up. It's not here, it's not here. Okay? It's on this line, ready to go. This way. Nice and balanced. Okay? If you're not used to this, your thigh muscles may not like you very much, but you're just going to keep doing this until they don't mind so much anymore, and that means that they've gotten strong enough to be able to do these movements. Okay?